Hey guys, I am mantraHD or Eddie, and this is an unfortunate episode that I didn't want to make, but I just needed to update you guys on what's been going on. So I'm pausing the podcast. It's not going to go away forever. All the episodes will remain up, and I have had genuinely had such a fun time doing this podcast, and I mean it will always have a place in one of the more proud projects that I've done. I'm gonna be completely honest, it forced me into starting to do like weekly consistent content, and having like a weekly publishing schedule got me back into content creation. And there's no denying that. The amount of fun that I've had bringing on friends. And I want to thank every single person who's came on this podcast free of charge. Like, I did not pay them. They did it purely for the love of the game and to support me as a person. So I want to give a thank out. I want to give you a thank you to all of you guys: Xerxes, Captain Drew, Lucky Mango, Hydrosis, Craze, like all of those people who have come on and helped me run this thing from week to week. So with that out of the way, it was incredibly fun, and if I had the choice, I would keep doing it. But as it stands right now, I have recently hired a strategist, and I'm hiring an editor, and I'm looking to expand my team right now to put more videos out that can hopefully start paying for themselves. Editors, a strategist, right? People to help me plan how I'm gonna grow on social media. And I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all right now that I'm burning. It could be upwards of $2,000 a month, and I'm funding that completely with my job at Starbucks. So right now, it doesn't make sense for me to continue putting so much time and effort into a podcast, or hiring an editor for the podcast when it doesn't seem like it has any potential to make a sizable amount of income right now to cover its costs. And that's the reason that I'm pausing it. I want to put my time towards something else that seems more promising. And that's why we're saying it's paused. If I get a million bajillion subscribers some long day from now, and it and I think that I'm ready to have the platform to bring people on to this podcast, then I think I will. I think I will restart it. And I'll have a team around me who can help me edit, right, and who can help me handle all the logistics. Because as it stands right now, I spend 30 minutes planning an episode, 2 to 3 hours recording it, right, including getting everyone set up with all the audio and stuff, right. And then about 4 or 5 hours editing every episode. That means, editing the episode, maybe 6 hours, I'm going to be honest. Editing the episode, getting it up on YouTube and the podcasting platform, and then Patreon, and then making about 14 shorts every week, scheduling them on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and then having the clips on YouTube. All of these things take a sizable amount of time, which is all time that I don't have right now because I'm working a job to support my other channels. And those channels, my strategist and I actually have a plan for, and they might have a chance of making income. So this was not easy for me to do at all, but it doesn't make sense for me to continue doing something when I'm so passionate about it and it doesn't have any chance of starting to pay for itself, when I could be dedicating my efforts to just growing faster in a different way by making different YouTube videos. And the original plan for this podcast, by the way, was that was that I wanted to bring on creators and interview them on the podcast and ask them about what their content creation journey was. And I'm going to be honest, I don't have the clout right now to I don't have any credibility to my name because I don't have any clout. This podcast doesn't have listeners and I don't have subscribers and views and follows on Twitch or whatever. So it doesn't make sense for me to continue doing this podcast when I'm like somewhat shouting into the void, when my time could be used elsewhere to just grow my platform first. And then I really want to restart this podcast again, and I really want to start interviewing creators. It's unfortunate, but I mean, I had to make a decision about like whether I wanted to do something that I wanted to do or to do something that, you know, that I wanted to do a little bit less, but could set me up for success in the future and could let me do what I wanted to do in the future. I don't know if that makes any sense, right? I'm trying to look out for future me. Future me might be able to run this podcast, and I really hope that he does. But current me, like, I won't ever, like, the best chance of like actually having a platform at this point is to not be on this platform, unfortunately. And I'm not going to continue to spend so much money. Like I can't even imagine how much an editor for this would take. Like doing 5 or 6 hours a week of intensive footage. No, I couldn't imagine it. So I'm gonna put my time elsewhere. It's really unfortunate. I didn't want to do this. I don't know how long the pause is going to be. I don't. It could be that I see a measurable amount of success, or, my income increases within 6 months, right? I mean, honestly, best case scenario. I don't think in 6 months that, I would be able to be interviewing all of the creators that I want to, but, it could be 6 months. It could be 12 months, it could be a year, it could be 2 years. I don't know. Like, however long it takes for me to build up an audience and feel like it's worth my time and my money to invest in this podcast again, is however long it's going to take. It could be never, I could just never blow up. I could never, say with certainty that that I've reached, a certain level of success for which I'd be ready to do this again. And so, like I've started saying at the beginning of every episode, one of my goals is to bring like genuine entertainment and to like lift some people's lives up, or at least have them walk away with like stories and experiences and the opinions of me and all the other interesting people that I want to talk to. I want them to walk away with some small bit of knowledge, right? I think entertainment as a career is like, my parents didn't want me to get into it because it didn't really create value for the world. And I still agree. I don't think it creates as much value in the world as like a teacher, for example. I know that's like an extreme example, but if I'm going to spend my time doing something, then I want to at least create value, at least for myself, but I'm not going to put out slop on the internet. And I'm very proud of what I've done so far with this podcast, and I'm very like thankful for whoever's listened, everyone who's commented on the shorts and all of that stuff. But I can't say, with certainty whether or not this is going to work out. But I still want to be very clear that is my, like, entertainment as an industry is so interesting, but I want to make it clear that this is this quality is something that I do care about, and I will continue to care about it. So it's very unfortunate, but I have to pause the podcast. I'm going to TLDR here. It's not showing a lot of promise for growth right here. If I hired an editor, it would be like like $500 a month. And if the podcast isn't making that, there's seriously no reason for me to do that. And the thing is, it doesn't show promise of being that either. I know we're only here for a couple months, but if I've got other more promising projects that I'm about to start, then I have to trim the fat. I got to trim the fat in terms of the time, in terms of the money. I have to trim the fat. So that's it. You won't be hearing from these channels for a while. And, I'm sorry. If you want to hang out with me, or if you still think that what I have to say is interesting, you know where to find me. The links are in the description. I have a Discord server, all of that stuff. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for anyone who truly enjoyed this and who is forced to lose it now. But hey, if you want it to come back, you can always talk to me in the comment section. Let me know whatever you think about my content, and you can go follow me on the new channels, see what kind of what you can possibly get out of that. So listen, thank you all truly for being here. All of the comments, all of the listens, all of the follows, right? Everyone who viewed the clips, commented their thoughts. I want to thank you all. But this is something that I feel strongly that I just have to do. I don't want to. And I think Hyperdash will see the light of day again, but that day is not right now. So I'm sorry to everyone. I truly am, because this is a project that I really wanted to do. This is one of those situations where it's doing something that you want to do, or something that you have to, or something that you should do, something that you have to do. And I hope that in the future, I can be able to make content that I actually want to make without repercussions of like, am I going to be able to support the editors? Am I going to be able to pay the editors? So yeah, that's all I've got to say. Thank you, and I'm sorry.